Imagine for a moment that you've spent your entire life carrying two heavy suitcases. In one hand, you drag the weight of everything that has already happened. Mistakes, unspoken words, missed opportunities. In the other hand, you carry the crushing weight of everything that has not yet happened. Worries, fears, uncertainties about tomorrow. Now imagine someone approaches you and says, "You can put those suitcases down. Here. Right now." Would you do it? Today I'm going to tell you an ancient Zen story that changed the way millions of people understand time, memory, and worry. A story that will teach you why remembering the past is wise, living in the present is essential, and worrying about the future is unnecessary. And at the end of this journey, I promise you something. You will see your life in a completely different way. Let me begin with a story that Zen masters have passed down from generation to generation. Once upon a time, there was a young monk who decided to set out on a pilgrimage to a monastery high in the mountains. He carried two suitcases. One contained stones he had collected from meaningful places in his past. The house where he grew up, the temple where he was ordained, the river where he almost drowned as a child. The other suitcase was empty, but it was even heavier. "Why are you carrying an empty suitcase?" a traveler asked him. The monk replied, "I carry it to store the worries of the road I have not yet walked." For days, the monk climbed the mountain with his two suitcases. His shoulders ached. His feet bled. The path grew steeper and he grew slower. Halfway up, he encountered an elderly master sitting beneath a tree. The master looked at the suitcases and smiled. "I see you are carrying yesterday and tomorrow, young monk. Where do you keep today?" The young man, confused, replied, "Today is here, master. I am living today as I climb." "Are you really?" the old man asked. "Then tell me, what color were the flowers you just passed? Did you hear the birds singing a moment ago? Did you feel the wind on your face?" The monk lowered his gaze. He couldn't answer. He had been so focused on the weight of his suitcases that he had experienced nothing of the journey itself. The master stood up and said, "The past is already within you. You don't need to carry it. The future does not yet exist. You cannot prepare for what has not arrived. Put the suitcases down." And with that, the old man continued on his way. This story, seemingly simple, contains one of the deepest teachings of Zen philosophy, a lesson all of us need to hear in today's fast-paced world. Because let's be honest, we all carry our own invisible suitcases, don't we? Maybe your suitcase of the past contains that job you lost 5 years ago, or the harsh words someone important once said to you, or that relationship that ended and still replays in your mind like a movie on a loop. And your suitcase of the future, that one may be the heaviest of all. It's filled with what if. What if I lose my job? What if my health gets worse? What if my children don't reach their goals? What if there isn't enough money? But here is the truth Zen teaches us, and modern science is beginning to confirm. Most human suffering does not occur in the present moment. It occurs in our relationship with time. Psychologist and philosopher William James once said, "My experience is what I agree to attend to." And we are constantly attending to everything except the present moment. Now, it's important to clarify something fundamental. When Zen says, "remember the past," it does not mean forget everything you lived. There is a monumental difference between remembering and reliving. To remember is to bring a past experience into awareness with clarity, extract its lesson and wisdom, and then let it go. It's like looking at a photograph. You observe it, appreciate what was, and then close the album. To relive, on the other hand, is to remain trapped inside that photograph. It's to constantly replay pain, regret, shame, or even nostalgia, to the point where you are no longer present in your current life. Let me tell you another Zen story to illustrate this. A Zen master and his disciple were walking along a river when they encountered a young woman who needed to cross but was afraid of the water. Without hesitation, the master lifted her onto his back and carried her across. The woman thanked him and went on her way. Hours later, as they continued walking, the disciple finally exploded. "Master, how could you carry that woman? Our vows forbid physical contact with women." The master looked at him calmly and replied, "I left that woman on the riverbank hours ago. You are still carrying her. Do you see it?" The master remembered the event, but he did not relive it. The disciple, on the other hand, had turned a 3-minute moment into hours of mental torment. The past is your teacher, not your home. Extract its lessons, honor your experiences, but do not build your identity around what no longer exists. As the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh said, "The past is already gone. The future has not yet arrived. There is only this moment." And this is where the teaching becomes truly interesting, because what I'm about to share with you now will challenge something you've probably believed your entire life. Are you ready? Most of us think that worrying about the future is responsible, that it's a sign of maturity, that responsible adults worry, plan, and anticipate problems. But what if I told you that worrying and preparing are completely different things, and that worry is not only useless, but actually makes you less capable of facing what's coming? Stay with me, because this is about to completely change your perspective. But before we continue with this revelation, if these teachings are resonating with you, if you feel that every word is speaking directly to the part of you that has been carrying invisible suitcases for years, I have a favor to ask. Press that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell. This channel is dedicated to bringing you Zen stories and teachings like this. Stories that can genuinely transform the way you experience life. This isn't just entertainment. It's ancient wisdom your soul needs to hear. Give this video a like if it's helping you so far. And now, let's continue with this revelation about the future. Let's return to that question. What is the difference between preparing and worrying? Preparation is action in the present. Worry is suffering in the present over something that may or may not happen in the future. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine that tomorrow you have an important presentation at work. Preparing means reviewing your notes today, practicing your speech, making sure you have all your materials ready. All of these are present actions that increase your chances of success. Worrying means tossing and turning in bed, imagining that you forget your words, that your boss criticizes you, that your colleagues laugh at you, that you lose your job. None of these things are happening. You are creating suffering out of nothing. Zen master Shunryu Suzuki expressed this perfectly. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, few. What does this mean? When you worry, your mind becomes an expert at imagining disasters. It closes itself off to possibilities. It focuses only on negative outcomes it has already decided are inevitable. But in the present mind, the mind that does not worry but simply observes and acts, there is openness. There is creativity. There is responsiveness. Now, let me tell you one of my favorite Zen stories on this subject. There was a farmer whose horse ran away. The neighbors came and said, "What bad luck?" The farmer replied, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returned, bringing 3 wild horses with it. The neighbors exclaimed, "What good luck?" The farmer replied, "Maybe." The next day, the farmer's son tried to tame one of the wild horses and fell, breaking his leg. The neighbors said, "What bad luck?" The farmer replied, "Maybe." The following day, military officers came to the village to recruit young men for war. The farmer's son was excluded because of his broken leg. The neighbors said, "What good luck?" The farmer replied, "Maybe." This story teaches us something profound. We don't know what the future will bring. We have no idea how the pieces will fit together. What seems like a tragedy may be a blessing. What seems like a victory may lead to complications. So why waste your vital energy worrying about something you cannot predict and cannot control? Modern neuroscience has discovered something fascinating that Zen masters knew 1,000 years ago. When you worry chronically, your brain does not distinguish between a real threat and an imagined one. Your body releases cortisol, your nervous system activates, Your blood pressure rises. All for something that is not happening. It's as if you were running a marathon while sitting on your couch. It exhausts you without taking you anywhere. And now we arrive at the heart of the Zen teaching. Live in the present. It sounds so simple, right? Almost trivial. Live in the present. We already know it. We've heard it 1,000 times. But here is the question that changes everything. Do you really know what it means to live in the present? It's not just about being physically here. We're all physically here. We have no choice. Your body is always in the present. It's your mind that constantly travels to the past and the future. Living in the present means that your attention, your awareness is fully here. Now, in this moment. When you drink tea, you just drink tea. You don't drink tea while planning tomorrow. You don't drink tea while mentally replaying yesterday's awkward conversation. Zen Master Linji said, "When I am hungry, I eat. When I am tired, I sleep." His students laughed, thinking it was a joke. But he was sharing the deepest teaching of all. Do what you are doing completely. Because here is the truth that will transform your life if you truly understand it. The present is the only place where life happens. It is the only moment in which you can experience joy, love, peace, and connection. It is the only moment in which you can act, create, and change something. The past is just a thought in the present. The future is just a thought in the present. All that truly exists is this moment. And here is the most beautiful part. When you truly live in the present, something magical happens. Your problems don't necessarily disappear, but they lose their paralyzing power over you. Let me explain this with another story. A samurai warrior once asked a Zen master, "Do heaven and hell exist?" The master looked at him with contempt and replied, "You? A samurai? You look more like a beggar. Your sword is rusty. You are a disgrace to warriors." The samurai, enraged, drew his sword to kill the master. At that moment, the master calmly said, "That is hell." The samurai, understanding the lesson, sheathed his sword and bowed deeply in gratitude. The master added, "That is heaven." Do you understand? Heaven and hell are not future places. They are states of consciousness in the present. When you are trapped in anger, resentment, fear, and worry, you are in hell. When you are present, aware, at peace with what is, you are in heaven. And the transition from one to the other can happen in an instant, in a single moment of present awareness. When you live in the present, you discover something extraordinary. Most of your problems exist only in your head. In this real moment right now, are you okay? Your heart is beating. Your lungs are breathing. You have a roof over your head. You are hearing these words. In this exact moment, everything is fine. It's when your mind travels to the what if of the future or the if only I had of the past that suffering begins. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds beautiful in theory, but how do I apply it in my real life? I have bills to pay, responsibilities, people who depend on me. I can't just stop thinking about the past and the future. And you're right. This is not a call to irresponsibility or denial of reality. It is a call to wisdom in your relationship with time. Here's how you can integrate these teachings in a practical way. First, with the past. Set aside a moment each day, perhaps in the morning or at night, to consciously reflect on your past experiences. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Extract the lesson, write it down if necessary, and then consciously let it go. Say it out loud if you need to. I have learned from this. Now I let it go. When you notice that you are worrying, ask yourself, is there anything I can do about this right now? If the answer is yes, do it. If the answer is no, recognize that worrying serves no purpose and gently return to the present moment. Third, with the present. Here is the simplest and most powerful practice any Zen master will teach you. Mindful breathing. Several times a day, just for 1 or 2 minutes, completely stop what you are doing. Close your eyes. and observe your breath. Don't try to change it. Just observe it. Feel the air coming in. Feel the air going out. Your breath is always in the present. It's impossible to breathe in the past or in the future. So when you follow your breath, you are automatically in the now. This simple practice, done consistently, will train your mind to return to the present more easily. You know, if you've made it to this point in the video, let me tell you something. It's no coincidence. Something in you is ready for this teaching. Something in you recognizes the truth of these words. And if that's the case, I ask you to do two things for me. Well, actually, for yourself. First, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Every week I share Zen stories and teachings like this that can genuinely change the way you see life. Don't miss out on that wisdom. And second, share this video with someone you know who is carrying heavy suitcases. You know who I'm talking about. That person who is constantly trapped in the past or tormented by the future. This message might be exactly what they need to hear today. Do it now while you still remember. And then let's come back for the closing of this teaching. So, we come to the end of our journey together today. Let's return for a moment to the story we began with. The young monk climbing the mountain with his 2 suitcases. What do you think he did after meeting the master? Did he drop the suitcases immediately and continue his journey light as the wind? No, that's not how it works. The story says that the monk looked at his suitcases for a long time. He opened the suitcase of the past and took out each stone, one by one. He held each one, remembered what it represented, and with tears in his eyes, gently placed them by the side of the road. Some stones were harder to let go of than others. Some he put back into the suitcase 2 or 3 times before finally releasing them. Then he opened the suitcase of the future, the empty suitcase he had been carrying for his worries. He looked at it, smiled, and left it by the side of the road as well. And then he continued climbing the mountain. And for the first time, he noticed the flowers. He heard the birds. He felt the wind. He experienced the mountain. When he finally reached the summit, the monk understood something profound. The journey had been just as important as the destination. But he could only experience the journey once he stopped carrying the past and the future. This is the great teaching Zen offers us. Your life is not a burden you must endure. It is an experience you are meant to live. Remembering the past does not mean living in it. It means honoring your path, learning from your steps, and allowing that wisdom to inform you, not define you. Not worrying about the future does not mean being irresponsible. It means trusting that when tomorrow arrives, you will be present for it, with all your capacity, all your creativity, all your strength. And that is enough. And living in the present. Living in the present is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Because the present is where real life is. It's where the people you love are. It's where your power is. It's where your peace is. Zen Master Dogen wrote 800 years ago, "To study the way is to study the self. To study the self is to forget the self. To forget the self is to be enlightened by all things." When you let go of your invisible suitcases, when you stop identifying with your past story and your future worries, you discover something astonishing. You are much greater than your story. You are far more capable than your worries have led you to believe. You are, in this moment, whole. So as we finish today, I invite you to do something. Close your eyes for a moment after this video, or do it right now if you can, just for 30 seconds, and ask yourself, in this exact moment, what suitcases am I carrying? What from the past am I reliving instead of simply remembering? What from the future is stealing my present peace? And then, even if it's just for these 30 seconds, imagine placing those suitcases on the ground. Feel the lightness. Feel the freedom. And breathe. Just breathe. You are here. You are alive. And that, my friend, is enough. Remember the past with wisdom. Don't worry about the future. Trust it. And live the present fully. This is the Zen path. This is the path to peace. Thank you for walking this path with me today. If this message touched your heart, you already know what to do. Subscribe, share, and above all, practice. See you in the next story. Until then, be present. Namaste.